So what do? We connect students, teachers, and parents through the devices they actually use. And through those connections, we're able to support students in the classroom every day. Today, we're the most widely used communication platform in K-12 education. Each month, 27 million students, teachers, parents, and administrators use Remind in more than 70% of public schools. And our work is driven by a simple yet powerful vision to give every student an opportunity to succeed. And yet every day, we ask ourselves, how do we get there? One solution is family engagement, which research shows has a direct impact on student academic performance. And more students and districts are being evaluated on their ability to drive change through getting families more connected to what happens in the classroom. And yet we all know how difficult it is to define, execute, and measure real family engagement. And that's where communication comes in. And not simply sending information from school to home, but a real climate built around connecting everyone in the community in a way that really delivers impact. And if schools and districts are able to do that, they'll be able to drive meaningful engagement and drive student outcomes. One of the things that I love about Remind and that we're fortunate to see every day is how teachers use communication to support student success. And because of that, as we've thought about how our product now scales up to full schools and districts, we've been very mindful about some important themes and tenets as it relates to how communication should work in those schools and districts. First, we believe communication should be open. It should work on every device, and it should support two-way messaging. Next, communication must be trusted. Transparency here is key. Educators and administrators have to have the tools for oversight and security so they can manage their communities in an acceptable way. Third, communication should be positive. Not just informational updates, not just reports on negative issues, but truly giving educators a channel through which they can, in the moment, send positive and impactful messages to students and parents that deepen and build those relationships. And finally, communication should be personalized. Educators, teachers should have a channel through which they can craft and deliver learning content and learning experiences through the communication channel that they use every day. And they should be able to do that for everyone in the community, including their ELL learners and families. So as you can see, we're more than a message. Remind does more than connect students, teachers, and parents. We connect everybody in the community with the learning content that they need to teach and learn. So what does that look like in the future? Well, the future is already here for us. We've already sent more than 1 billion messages that have learning content attached to those messages, whether that be a link, an attachment, an image. And in the last year, we've really focused on how we can open our platform and make it easier and more accessible for all the great learning content that's being created out there to find its way through Remind to students, teachers, parents, and administrators. Shout out to Kahoot, taking a screenshot there. Thank you. One of our partners. And we've done that also with great partners like Google, Microsoft, Quizlet, Kahoot, and others to deeply embed that experience into the user flow of using Remind. Also in the last year, almost 600 organizations across students, schools, and districts have purchased Remind to streamline communication and drive engagement in their communities. I'd like to right now highlight one of our customers from Texas, Terrell ISD.
You know, when I was in school, my parents would go in to meet the teacher night, or they would go in for a parent-teacher conference. And now, parents are talking to our teachers every single day, and they're learning things like, you know, about class assignments, and here's a sample question. And one of the ways that we do that is through the use of Remind.
So the way I explain it to parents as they come in is, hey guys, thanks for joining our school. I'm so glad you're here. Communication is so important because we want you to be a part of what we do here each and every day. So we have a remind system. That way you have direct communication with me as the principal, and you can sign up for your teacher's own Remind account.
The teacher's able to send announcements, newsletters, they can send pictures of the kids doing activities throughout the day.
We have an event at school, we have an event somewhere else, the location has changed, or the venue has changed, grades, report cards are coming out today. We send everything out on Remind.
My son's a little bit older, and so for him, I get messages like, don't forget to study for your vocabulary test in social studies or things like that, which is great because he doesn't tell me anything.
I like being able to share the fun stuff, you know, when we have perfect attendance or when somebody in our class won a bike, being able to share those little things, but you have the time to do it because you can send one remind and it goes out to all 24 of your parents.
What I love about it is if I'm a Spanish-speaking parent, I can hit my translate button and it translates whatever the principal just said in English. It really allows everybody to have a voice.
It's expanded, so now it's not just text messaging, it's also phone calls that teachers can make, and it protects the student, the parents, and the staff member. There's nothing complicated about, going in and either logging on through the app or logging in through your computer and sending a message.
If you're able to help a parent, then you know that they're helping their child. Building that level of trust with our parents is key in helping them feel supported.
I'll send out a message and we'll get likes from parents, and it's like, I know they got my message and I know that they like what we're sending them, and so it's rewarding and it makes me want to engage even more.
Families feel a part of what we're doing. Being able to constantly have that open communication with them, we're able to be the link so they are able to glimpse into what their child does at school each and every day.
How powerful is that? Our friends at Terrell really show us how when you bring the families to the classroom through communication, students can succeed. And that's what we do every day at Remind. Thank you.